So I think that was a very on-point ban from Business Associates. A good carry, but yeah, one that they seem to really heavily favor. And they did also pull out a Broodmother in Game 1 against 4 Zoomers the day before their series with Quincy Crew. So another one that Business Associates will have to keep in the back of their mind. Wouldn't want to get brooded by a bunch of college students now.
Yeah, gotta be careful for those cheesy picks for sure. Already, it can become a pretty good Broodmother game from just those two heroes. Doesn't really deal with that hero too much. So I'm sure they should have an idea if they have been doing their preparation and stuff that there can be that. So we'll see. We'll see if they get surprised or not. But I would assume that they have done some prep for the cheesy heroes. At least when you play against like lesser teams that you don't know too much about. So that's something that always to keep in mind that don't get cheesed when you're playing against, let's say, underdogs.
Yeah, definitely. And now they pick up Jakiro. So another very solid laner, likely Jakiro and Clock, your 4 and your 5. Very synergistic duo. A lot of lockdown, a lot of kill power, and generally pretty good threat on the lanes.
Yeah, Jakiro is like fine here. However, I'm a little bit like scared for it for because I at least know that the Rubik players, a lot of Rubik players, love to play against Jakiro in the game. Sure, the lane is a bit annoying, but if you get to the later stages of the game where you can steal ice bats and you can steal macropyres, whatnot, it can do some really big like stuff with that, especially with the ice bat. Like you get this no cast time ice bat with a long duration stun. It's gonna
Yeah.
be very annoying to play against for the long time. So I at least think the Rubik is a very strong hero against the Jakiro. So Jakiro overall is a good hero, and it's pretty nice against the Prophet as well. Helps you against that hero for sure.
It's a little Earthshaker esque, right? Ice Path
Yeah,
and Fissure, they both
exactly.
have a pretty long cast point, and Rubik, one of the big benefits he gets, of course, not having a cast point on any spell. And then the extra stun duration from Arcane Supremacy. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. You're definitely right about that.
Yeah.
But now they've got Void and Bat Rider to try to deal with this Wraith King. So Wraith King, not a bad response to the Faceless Void. I'd say back in the day, this was a little bit of a counter, I guess. Kind of goes both ways because Void
Hmm.
could always just go Diffusal Manta, and before Talents, it was the hard counter to Wraith King. But the second life tends to be pretty good against these really long ultimate cooldowns. You can't really chrono to kill Wraith King the first time unless you've got a lasso or some other plan to follow up and kill him the second time.
Yeah. Well, I do like the Requiem pick for pace. It's a nice answer to the Faceless Void, and also what you have is Dark. You have this really fast like lineup with Darkseer having two heroes that he can Iron Shell already, so it's a nice little benefit there that you have. Also, the Batrider pick, it's a pretty damn good Batrider game as well so far. Basically, you can lane it against anything right now. It's a really good hero against Jakiro as well. He will have some problems first levels, but once he gets to some levels, they will have a lot of issues against this hero right now. So there is like both teams in theory could still go for Oracle. Well, Pace maybe not so much, but I think Business Associates could still think about an Oracle, which have a lot of value against the Darkseers still as well, and they could play the Prophet mid as well. When I think Pace maybe they already have their support, so it's kind of hard for them to pick that hero. But that type of hero could be something that maybe Business Associates could still look for.
Yeah, the shutdown against Darkseer, having that dispel. Yule's
Yeah, it's a
Scepter, also, if you can't pick a dispel, a key item that can help counter the surge. Um,
yeah.
the lanes, though, for Business Associates, this is pretty flexible. They don't have last pick, so they won't be able to maximize that advantage. But Prophet or Bat Rider could play a number of roles here. It could be the Bat mid, could be the Bat 3.
Yeah, they have a lot of options here on Business Associates. When it's like Pace, they for sure most likely need a mid
Yeah.
hero. I think Darkseer could go mid in theory, but it's pretty unlikely. So I think for Business Associates, it's way easier to find a hero here than for Pace. It's kind of like you kind of expected to see what you pick.
Right. And as we saw yesterday, that LC ban doubles as a mid hero now. So I think very
Yeah,
warranted. Great against the Bat Rider and a hero that can go mid just fine. And this could also be a position 5 Prophet as well. I think much more likely to be a core, but the hero could play support and they could
yeah,
grab something else to really break this draft open if they're
yeah.
feeling
Yeah,
crafty.
Yeah, I like the business associates lineup right now so much. Like they have kept their draft open until the last pick, and they can decide whatever they want with this pick here. Obviously, they don't have the last pick, so it's not that good, but it's still like pretty nice to have some hero that what you want to go for. In theory, they could still pick a hero that can go to two different roles, so they can still keep the picks like open for until Pace picks their hero, and then they can decide what they want to do. But we'll see what they look to go for here.
Zeus banned out. Okay. Just afraid of some burst damage, I guess, to get dumped into the chrono.
Yeah, I think business associates need something that they can just make plays with before when they don't have chrono up. So there's something kind of like an active hero, maybe something like Queen of Pain, be okay. Shadow Demon, okay.
All right, so it is looking like a core profit then.
Yeah. Well, the Shadow Demon, it's not as popular pick against Darkseer, but it is a good hero against Darkseer for that fact that if you ulti the target that you go for, they can never search the guy, or they can never force staff the guy, or Yule or something like that. So you can always kind of burst one target. It's a nice hero against Darkseer for that matter. But in the game, in the lane, you don't really do that much. The Darkseer clockwork, so they will kind of have a free lane. But it is a nice tool for the game to have, and you also have this kind of a save that you don't have. It's always nice to have some kind of a save against Raid King and potential what hero they will go for here. So it's all right pick. I don't think it's anything too crazy, but it can definitely work out. I see their like idea why they pick it here. So
now Pace, not much time left to decide on a mid. They need to be a little careful here not to grab a mid that'll be completely crippled by Batrider, because Pace do have pretty inflexible lanes, you know, and they take Skywrath. So a cool choice. We don't see Skywrath mid that often. I think the hero definitely has merits. It does a boatload of damage, and you've got Clockwork, Jakiro, and Wraith King who can all sort of set up for that Skywrath ultimate and look for some burst kills. So a really cool idea. I'd say high risk, high reward. He is paper thin, but he puts out a lot of magic damage. There's no doubt.
For sure, like they will have a lot of damage, and what I like about their lineup is that they have this no cooldown lineup. Sure, Raking has some cooldown on his ulti, but what they can do is that they can non-stop kind of make plays happen, and they don't need too many heroes. Like they can make plays with almost like one plus one hero. Like two heroes can do almost anything and kill anything. So it's an interesting pick. I'm curious to see how it will work out for the lane, and if it can go through the lane well, I think it can work out very well for them. It's gonna be fun to see. At least I haven't seen Skyrim mid for a while, so for sure we're gonna expect some aggressive stuff happening from Pace here.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit boom or bust, I think, with the Skywrath. Generally, that's how I've seen it. You either dominate and get rolling, or it's pretty easy for heroes like Prophet and Void to just get on top of you. And if you're not threatening kills yourself, then you're a pretty easy target, especially against minus armor. Very, very low armor hero. Like if Brax ended up getting a Deso this game, he'll be able to chew through somebody like Skywrath.
Yeah. Pretty much, it is like later on the Skywrath will have some issues playing against their heroes, but for the early 15 to 20 minutes, he should be pretty fine. It's not that easy for them to catch him and kill him, but once they get some items on Moo and Brax and Envy, the Skywrath will have some issues in this game eventually. Sorry about that.
No worries. All right, we'll get to see that new Shadow Demon cosmetic as well. Very nice. That glowy new helmet on Fear. And Jakiro, man, quite the particle beast the twin-headed dragon is now. This hero used to be so low-key, didn't even have cosmetics, and now we've got blues and reds flying out of every orifice.
I estimate the probability of winning to be above 90%.
There is some nice lineup from like this Shadow Demon starting with boots. I think that's some nice cool stuff that he's gonna do, because now he can be able to. There's gonna be a hard time for them to ever pressure this SD to kill him, so he can go with his boots, and he's gonna be able to play really, how to say, like safe on the lane, and it's pretty hard for the Clockwork to get stuff done here.
Now, the Clockwork will also start with boots, though. So he's going to read
Yeah.
this play, and a big movement speed advantage there. 335 on the Shadow Demon and 360 on the Clockwork. So
Yeah,
he'll
so
still
he
need
yeah
to be careful.
yeah he still needs to be careful, but I do like the boots to start still because at least like he won't be needing like let's say that much mana anyway because it's a Shadow Demon. Doesn't really pressure that well. Once he gets level 3, then he can, but he will get those items at that time. So pretty nice.
Yeah. I always think of Shadow Demon as one of the better stacking supports as well. Between Illusions from Disruption and having Shadow Poison, he can double and triple stack camps pretty easily if you've practiced it a bit. We'll see if Fear
Yeah.
executes that, but like Bat Rider, a hero that really likes to kill stacks in the mid game to accelerate. So something to keep in mind. Now, down bottom, double Ion Shell. That'll tickle Envy a little bit, pepper him down to about 70% HP. And up top, Business Associates pressuring hard. Moo, he's got 6 stacks of Sticky. Oh, my word. That's an easy first blood. Snake King picks it up with the Fade Bolt.
Nice little start there. Gonna allow the Ruby to get fast boot. Okay, he's actually gonna go for an ult tally. So he wants to just go all into harass on the lane. I think that's alright. He can play really like he's gonna have this nice damage amp and some mana regen that nowadays no tally gives, so it's pretty cool to see.
Well, mid lane, it'll be the Prophet versus the Skywrath Mage, and Skywrath getting the bonus of the tower, at least for some moments, and will need it to try to counteract this Blightstone. I think this should be a pretty solid lane for the Prophet. Probably won't be able to kill the Skywrath unless he makes a big mistake, but I think Brax should get all the farm that he wants.
Yeah, it is pretty hard for them to ever get a kill on this Skywrath here. But he's gonna win this like last hit wise. I feel like on Brax. I think Skywrath. I am a bit surprised that they did last pick it into this game. Like, I'm sure it can do some work, but I think he's gonna look to have a rough lane here.
Well, bottom. Speaking of rough lanes, this is a great time for the Radiant to be aggressive. You know the Darkseer is only level 1. He's obviously got Ion Shell. And are they going to kill him here? It looks like this Cloud of Shadow Poison is going to connect. And the 4 stacks, I think will be enough.
Yeah, I think it might be. I think it should be enough. If it connects, it will be enough. But I am a bit curious. Like he could still, in theory, maybe dodge it if he's gonna get back in time. Obviously, if he DC'd, it might be a bit hard. So we'll see how it works out. Yeah. That would be a really nice kill for Fear because he's gonna able to get way more regen sent for himself. So.
Hopefully not too long of a pause here. They think that someone disconnected. Although they are still connected.
Yeah, I think it might be the Darkseer. I would assume at least.
This guy has no chill.
All right, then. So, Peksu, how's it going? Hey, are you a Han guy? Well. Were you a Han player?
Yeah, I used to play Han, yeah. That was my game that I started with.
All right. I saw somebody in Twitch chat say, oh, the Han guys. And I didn't realize that you were a Han guy. And
yeah, I was they end up killing him.
Okay,
I was a late generation guy. I came to Dota in 2015, so I didn't really. I've been not playing the Dota even for that long yet. Still.
When did Stay Green make the transition? Was that in?
I think that was like 2013, 2014, something like that. They came a bit earlier than me, at least.
Oh wow! All right, because I always think of that as like the last wave of like Han moving to Dota, and today I learned there was a mini wave after that when Peksu hung up his Han hat.
I came like we actually, funny fact, me and Taiga played in the same team from Liquid and stuff like that in Han and stuff like that. So me and him kind of came, I think, the latest, at least, who is playing like tier 2, tier 1, tier 3 scene right now.
Wow.
So at least like I haven't seen someone after that I recognize playing in high tier.
Yeah, I'm sure the queue times probably got pretty long at the higher levels in Heroes.
Yeah, it was a bit unplayable. But then, yeah. So for this Dota game, let's see about that. Envy is having a pretty good time here on the bottom lane, and this is kind of to be expected. When you play against Darkseer mostly, your carry is most likely going to have this free lane, and he can go for a more of a greedier build as well, with possibly a Midas or something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if enemy wants to go for a Midas here.
Yeah.
Because he should have a really free lane here.
It's interesting how Darkseer matchups go. Like, there's this handful of carries that just really aren't phased by Darkseer that much. You know, like Lifestealer, Juggernaut, Void, Wraith King. Anybody who has like a sustainability mechanism built in, the Ion Shell just isn't enough, and you end up kind of free farming. And especially when the
Nice, might die here. Yeah.
Clockwork takes a tumble like that, it makes the lane rough.
He had 8 stacks of Inape on himself, so.
Yeah, and
it's a lot of stacks.
I guess you can make that point the other way, right? The similar class of heroes, very good against Batrider. If you have some way to break the stacks, Rage, Blade Fury, Wraith King, not one of them.
Yeah, not one of them.
So
not
a fun lane.
Mid lane is going better for the Skyrod than I thought. He's still getting denied a lot, but he's having a lot of last hits anyway, so he's I would still say, like, the Skyrod can be pretty happy about this lane. I think he's losing on regen quite a lot still. Like, he has some last hits, but he's getting bullied a lot, so... But I think it's fine, because what I'm thinking for most that I was scared for him, that he needs to just get levels. And with levels, he can do a lot in this game. He will have this very big damage threat that he can pull out.
Yeah.
So that's something that is nice for him.
Despite the last hits being relatively even, we're seeing Brax start to pull away a little bit. It's a pretty big gap. It's like a 600 or 700 net worth gap between the two.
Exactly. So that's what he shows. Like, he's getting last hits, but he's paying a lot of regen for it. So he's sending a regen constantly on himself that he can stay on the lane and just do stuff. So that, yeah, definitely net worth difference is the one that is gonna grow.
Snake King in trouble. Does not get hit by that dual breath with these skeletons trying to chase him down. They chop pretty hard. And I think he's going to be okay here. He'll make it back. Yeah. It was a close call, though.
Yep. Pretty annoying, those skeletons, if you don't... Like, they even got buffed a little bit on the damage section. So they do hurt a bit. I mean, I think it was a later... Yeah, it was a later... No, actually, it is, like, in general. So they did get buffed a little bit. And they're pretty annoying to deal with if you don't actually hit them. Like, you don't have some type of AoE. And the early laning stage, you don't have that too much, so...
Slow and steady. 3-0 in favor of Business Associates, and most of the lanes looking pretty good for them. The off-laners are even right now, so that aspect is a wash, but Envy doing much better than Lies on the Wraith King, and as we've talked about, the mid matchup, pretty heavily favoring Brax right now. So not too much pressure on Business Associates. In fact, it's the other way. And now up top, they're on this Wraith King, and he just has no hope. This duo is so nasty. Moose sets it up. Gets a little bit low, but knows his limits, and with the help of Snake King, they find another kill on the enemy safe laner.
Yeah, it is pretty rough time for the Wraith King here. The good thing, at least what I can say for the Wraith King, is that he is a Wraith King. So with some levels, like level 5, if he wants to, if the lane feels like too hard, he can just go to jungle, and he will farm pretty faster anyway. So that is a nice benefit of having a Wraith King. You don't rely too much on the lane. Obviously, you would like to win your lane, but sometimes it doesn't happen, so...
He definitely jungles better than your average position 1.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he just needs levels on his Mortal Strike, so we'll have more skeletons, and then he will farm pretty fast. Obviously, you don't want to be in a situation where your enemy team Rubik is higher level than your Wraith King at 6 minutes in. That is not the best situation to be in. And they look to dive him again with Brax tipping in here.
Seems so, and Lies at level 4, going to be in a little bit of trouble. Brax, he is hasted up, though, down very low, and he'll just have to TP out. Surprisingly,
they
Lies...
kill him here if Mu goes for him. I don't...
Yeah, he has Firefly.
Yeah, he's blocked here. Like, I'm not sure why he didn't. Okay, it's a bit weird.
Huh.
Thought Mu could just kill him with the block, but decides to not go for it. Maybe he feels like it's too risky, that he doesn't want to die for it. Since the Clockwork is kind of around still.
Okay. Well, a little victory for Pace. The Wraith King lives to tell the tale. Chrono mid.
Skywrath here mid.
Yeah, this is a great idea. You know Skywrath is going to pick up momentum, so you want to start to slow him down early. A great target for an early Chrono. Now Aikster going in onto Snake King. Battery Assault back in range. Does have some power cogs here. But now Mu comes in, knocks Aikster out of his own cogs.
Nice flame break.
And now Fear is going to cut off the retreat. And I think Pace are going to lose one more. Soon to be 6-0. 7-minute mark.
Yeah,
This is the old sticky poison, the 4-4 we call it.
it's definitely not looking the best for PaSE right now. They also have the lineup that they want to be the ones that get out of their lanes pretty well, and then they can make the pressure. But if this will happen, like it did happen now, Raking will, at least for the next 10 minutes, he won't be a hero, and he will just farm jungle. When at least the Void, he's going to go from Midas, but he's still going to have his chrono, and he can be active when once he has that. So. But they do get a nice kill on snaking. The Skyrock getting active here for the first time. So
they get Moo also, so this is nice. Yeah. Stars, he gets a double. Yep. It's a sign of life. 6-2 now. Still doesn't feel great, but those are the kind of plays you need to make.
Yeah, for sure. Like this is the Skyrock at least. Like now you're level 7. This is what you want to do. This is your like go time. You just want to be hunting enemies. You don't want to farm any creeps kinda. You just want to look for kills non-stop right now.
Well, let's see if they can do it. Down bottom, it looks like Business Associates will be the one to set up onto the Darkseer. Does have level 1 Surge, but Snaking, can't get him with the Telekinesis. Okay.
Nice little dodge there. He used the fog very well there on the Darkseer. So nice little play there. Forcing some rotations bottom, 3 TPs, or 2 TPs actually. So nice little play there. Envy is really farmed though, and that is the problem what they're gonna have, because he is so much more ahead of this Wraith King. Sure, the matchup is pretty nice for Wraith King, but if you get to play with like 1 item difference, it's gonna make a big difference how Wraith King can play the game, because you won't feel as strong as Wraith King against Void if you don't have some items. Obviously, like the Void versus Wraith King matchup becomes, I think, Breaking favorite when it's a kind of even game. So in that situation, when you have this very front Wraith King, you don't want to chrono him. But now, when this game is gonna be like this, I feel like Envy can probably even feel like he can chrono the Wraith King, and they can just kill him 2 times. So yeah. We'll see how it's gonna keep going from here. But right now, it's looking really good for Business Associates, how they're playing the map.
Yeah, they've got a very solid 4+1 team, and that's where it feels like Prophet and Batrider can really jive. Get this global presence from the Nature's Prophet, and Batrider can just constantly move around, kind of look for kills, and if he finds any good lasso opportunity, you've got that global follow-up. And Moo is going to go for the Boots of Travel, the new standard build for the Batrider, moving speed, a little bit of global presence himself. So nothing.
It's close to it, so
yeah.
Some nice thing as well to say about Business Associate lineup is when they get this travel, they will have this really good, cool global threat. So either Rubik or Cyrodium can set up on side lanes. They can, like, anyone can go alone, and then they can just TP in with either travels or Prophet TPing with teleportation. So once they get
Chrono on 2, buddy.
Nice one, yeah.
And Stars is going to be done again. Envy brought down low, but he's got a time walk.
Might die.
Aegster's here now. Envy 2 seconds, no stick, and he's dead.
Beautiful creep, actually.
Wow,
that's a rough one.
The deny.
Yeah, they really wanted that kill for sure. I mean, obviously it's still nice that he dies, but when you're this much behind, you use everything to kill, and the neutrals kill him like that.
Yeah, that's a blow to morale right there.
Yeah, that is for sure.
And they get the Wraith King, so a very clear strategy from Business Associates. The one hero they know is pretty susceptible to the Chrono. There's no save on the Dire in terms of Chronosphere. And that's their big damage dealer. You know, yeah, it's given Wraith King a little space to farm. He's got the Midas now, but I guess they feel like they can handle him as the game goes on and continues. Brax now, he's stuck inside of his own Sprout. They'll have vision, and he will fall. So another kill now up for PaSE.
Well, there's actually a shovel here that no one picked up. Maybe someone will see it.
A shovel, you say? Oh, man. The value.
He's going to see it, I think, on Darkseer.
So whose drop was it?
I think. Can I see how? Can I see?
If you click on.
No, I think it was Radiance. Yeah, it was Radiance. So they steal their shovel. It looks like nice.
Oh yeah, they got 2 shovels now because Jakiro already has one.
Yeah. So
they got the double shovel, dude. That's sick. That's so much bounty potential.
Yeah, now you just pray for those bounties and you can get that comeback coming.
You can dig your way to a victory. Well done. Now bottom, Flaming Lasso. It's going to come out onto Diana's side. And they will actually kill Fear up on the high ground. Star is going to take credit for that one. So it's a 1-for-1. They trade supports.
Yep, nice little trade there for. Let's say that I think Business Associates is a bit more favorite from that, but not too crazy. Just trading some kills. But Clockwork is gonna sure to end up dying here, so.
Whoopsie. Envy's gonna go for the Maelstrom next. So even kind of doubling down on this farm mentality, Midas Maelstrom. He's ready to smack some creeps in between team fights. And Brax, on the other hand, he's gone Orchid first item. So he's ready to hunt. He's ready to actually find these kills. And going to be damn effective against this Skywrath Mage, who is down bottom looking for a solo kill.
Oh, nice salt.
He tried.
That must be very close that he survives there with the salt, but nice try with snaking. Yeah. Nice kill for Stars. Like, he's getting active, and that is what they need to have in order to win this game. He needs to be really active. But like I said, in later on the stage of this game, he will be a really easy target for Business Associates to focus on.
Yeah.
Once they get some items on the side of Business Associates.
And at some point, someone's going to have to get something to deal with this Orchid because it's going to become too much. Envy again onto Stars. They delay things a little bit, but it's not enough to survive. A nice wall of Replica, but Business Associates are still just a bit too tanky. Quick
Some
2
really
for
nice,
nil. Brax on the run. It's close. He's low, 20 HP, and he'll fall. But Aikster probably going to have to pay with his life as the stacks are coming. A 3 for 3. And Italiano Gangster, one more bash. Envy looking for it. And I don't think there's much of an escape path here as Moo comes in to join the party. And it's a 1 for 4. Everyone but the Wraith King brought down on pace.
It was really nice Replica and Macroplier. Unfortunately, they didn't have more follow-up damage there. The Skyrat, it is like that. Like the Skyrat dies there, their damage output is gonna be very minimal right now because the Wraith King is obviously farming jungle. So even with a nice combo, they don't really get other than anyone else than Brax. But at least like the Wraith King is farming, and that is something that it is gonna be a problem later on for Business Associates if this Wraith King keeps farming for like next to 10 minutes at least. Once he gets to that Radiance timing, what he looks like he's going for, it is going to be a nice little timing for Pace to look to take more fights.
Yeah, if they could do what they just did and get a slightly better trade, you know, a 2 for 2, a 2 for 3, that kind of thing. Because the Wraith King is farming really well. He's like catching up to the Void. This build's super greedy, but if he can get it, it could be a game changer.
They're going to fight here. Wraith King has ulti, so he can go in a bit, but...
So level 1 ulti though, long cooldown, hook shot off to the left, and they're trying to kill Moo off to the right. They're not going to have the damage. Oh, they do! Skywrath will finish him off. A good start for Pace in this fight, a 1 for 0. And it's Business Associates on the retreat. Yeah, they'll catch Snake King, and that'll be enough damage. Stars with a double. That was huge.
That was a very nice fight, and Wraith King ulti doesn't even go on cooldown there, so... Yeah, Pace is getting some stuff done, and it's looking nice now. Like, sure, I mean, Business Associates are still in a good spot as well, but they need to be a bit careful how they take these fights, because if they keep feeding this Skyrat and the other heroes as well, their fighting potential is going to get better, and the Wraith King is going to get to that point where you're going to have a lot of issues against that hero.
Uh-oh, Moo, he TP's in to find Stars deep in enemy territory, and he even burns the lasso. That's not amazing, and now Snake King's going to walk into it. Business Associates throwing bodies one at a time. A quick 2 for 0, but now chrono. Envy here with the chrono. On 3, Brax on the outside, and the turnaround is real. They get Skywrath. They get Jakiro. Now Brax saved as he was burning down, but the wall of Replica, Braxy going to be hard-pressed to live. Now he's going to fall. This is the kind of 2 for 3 we were talking about, and maybe they can get a bit more. Envy looking to go blow for blow, now has to time walk out. He'll survive, but it's Fear that gets turned on. Moo back in the fray. He's respawned and sets up the kill onto Italiano Gangsta. Now the Aikster, he's going to be able to walk back, has a couple seconds to live. Say your prayers, buddy, because you're going to be sidelined.
I mean, that's not even too bad for Pace, because what happens for that, like, that was a really long fight, and all that time, Wraith King has been farming, and now he is even closer to this Radiance. So, I would say, I mean, sure, it's nice for business associates. They use the chrono and they get the Skyward kills on the others. But I think the way that game is going right now is Pace is not too unhappy with that. And one thing to say as well is that I thought about this, and now I think about the Surge. Surge is going to be a great factor in order for, like, if the Darkseer is always around in the fights for the Skyward, the only real way they're gonna be able to kill him is with that chrono. So if the Darkseer and the Skyward plays kind of together, it's gonna be hard for them to kill the Skyward whenever the chrono is on cooldown with the Surge. So
Yeah.
it is a nice little tool that they can use.
Envy looking for BKB next on the Void, and now surpassed by the Wraith King. The Radiance is flying out. Dreams being realized here by Pace University.
Now they can definitely try to think about. They're looking for a fight right now.
Hear that hook shot. Follow up and forces it just a little bit. Team not quite ready to follow up.
Yep, Snaking gets hooks up for himself now, so he can also initiate if the fight comes. It's a pretty nice spell as well to have for Rubik. But yeah, I mean, Pace.
They're hanging in
I
there.
think, well, yeah, they're definitely hanging in there, and the raking threat is gonna be there now because he has been able to farm for this 10 minutes and and now he's still gonna be like, now with this Radiance, he can also join the fights, but he's also gonna farm way faster. So whatever item he wants to go for, and I do like this halberd idea what he's going for, because ideally he's gonna play in the front lines, and Face's Void is gonna have some annoying time playing against this halberd Radiance Raid King. He will never feel very good when Raid King is alive.
Well, remember, all you bettors out there, this action's brought to you in part by EGB.com. They've got odds on all of these matches. And I'm sure the odds on this one were pretty heavily in favor of business associates. And if you believe in Pace, this could be your moment. They'll find another pickoff onto Snake King. And if you're interested, you can find that link below the stream, EGB.com. Get that deposit match. Are they going to find more here? The hunt continues. They rocket flare forward. The digs are adding up.
They should. This is a nice little thing though with the raking illusions, but he's probably just gonna end up dying for it.
Yeah, not worth. BKB from Brax will be able to tank the macro pyre. But this one's just a 2-for-0. Both supports down.
Yeah. Face can just go back now. They forced a 10-second BKB out of Nature's Prophet. They're really happy with this. Now they can get bounties and push out the lanes. Yeah, Business Associates is having some issues right now. They're not like feeling like very connected with each other. They're like kind of giving out like free kills, like Fear going out there, making raking illusions. Feels really weird because they will just go on him when he doesn't have the save.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He is the save.
Yeah, exactly.
He can't be the frontliner too.
It feels nice to steal raking illusions when he has a Radiance, but the annoying thing is nowadays every carry player kind of knows this thing that you can use this Radiance trick that you can turn it off while you're in the banish and you won't get the Radiance illusions yourself. So it doesn't feel that great going for that thing. I know it feels really nice for most of the time, but like 90% of the time the carry player just takes the Radiance off and then you don't get those Radiance illusions. So
Yeah.
I see what Fear was trying there, but I think he should know that should not happen realistically.
Yeah, I mean, Pace, heavy underdogs. Maybe there's a little bit of confidence there at play.
Yeah.
You're thinking, hey, I know that trick's real, but this Wraith King ain't going to do that. Come on, lads.
He did it once now, so maybe it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, now at least he did it, so probably I won't do it again.
Got to respect lies, man. This guy knows the tricks.
The raking illusions are still nice, even without the Radiance. They're still an annoying thing to deal with, but obviously, like we said, that he is the save, so he has to be careful how he shows on the lane.
Oh, Flaming Lasso. That's from Moo. They're going to jump onto Yakiro. Find an easy pick off there as the Radiant look to secure Roche. Scouted out, but I don't think a play for Pace University to hop in. And
That's a nice kill there. And they get the free rush, so pretty nice little sneaking rush on there. It's definitely a sign of like. Still, I still think business associates are in the lead, but like we've been talking about this thing, this Raid King is getting bigger and bigger, and once he's gonna get that level 18 point, I think Pace is gonna put so much more pace in this game when they get this level 18 on Raid King.
And he's not that far.
Yeah, he's definitely not that far.
Well, win or lose, Pace University have definitely earned a couple of fans today. I'm enjoying this new copy pasta. We'll see the initiation, though, on to Lies to start things off. They get that Radiance. It was turned off, though, so they actually don't, and now that'll be the Aegis. Envy goes down. Wraith King on the run, still has the ult. Yeah, not yet level 18, so really doesn't want to fall. Force Staff on Aikster, that actually keeps him safe. Some stacks starting to mount. But he gets back to friendly territory. All right, big win for Pace there. They get the Aegis and lose nothing.
Yeah, free Aegis gone, and now suddenly again, Envy can't feel that safe to playing like that like he was playing. He was like feeling strong that he can trade his life for the Raid King's life, and then they can kill him with a chrono when he respawns. But ends up going the other way, and Raid King doesn't even die there. So really cool stuff from Pace right now. They're definitely they're slowly taking over this game. I feel like the Raid King is so hard to deal with right now. Like they can't ignore the Raid King, but they can't really kill him either. Like this is a hard situation to be in right now for them.
Smoke up now. They'll bump into the supports. Maybe they'll find Stars here. He is nearby. Goes to the damage onto Moo, but that's a 10-second BKB. The Bat Rider will be fine, and it's the Jakiro that goes down first. Lasso with follow-up damage from Brax. Now they get Stars. Italiano Gangsta gonna hang out with Brax off to the side, and now Envy jumps in. He wants to join the fight, and they'll try to deal with this Wraith King. Is level 18 now. There's the reincarnation. 40 seconds to kill him again. BKB from Envy. Thinking about the chrono, the pump fake, he saves it. Speaking of saves, Brax going to be put into the Nether Realm. He'll be okay. A bit of a blunder there on that Envy BKB. That was his 10-second.
Yeah.
Gets nothing out of it.
A bit surprised. It's like it was a really weird fight. Shakira ends up getting like caught without him able to do almost anything. He's standing on a sentry ward with the Shadow Amulet. And then it started looking good fight for Business Associates. They get the kill on... so Brax and Moo just goes with the BKBs on the backlines, and they kill the Skyrat. This is the problem for the Skyrat, like we talked about. Right now, at this point in the game, they have those 3 BKBs, and they lack some kind of saves. They do have some Force Staffs and Search, but if he just gets Lasso, there's like no way they can save the Skyrat, and he will just die. So we have been talking about the Raid King a lot, but there is still like... He still needs his teammates to at least survive a little bit, so they can help him deal damage. Because what they're trying to do on Business Associates, they're just trying to ignore this Raid King, kill his team. And right now the Raid King is tanky, but he still needs a little bit more time in order to like be a kill threat. Like a fast kill threat, he can just kill someone fast. So he needs he's looking to go for an AC and Abyssal, and I think I like that build. It's gonna be a really like heavy damage outpost when he gets the AC, and especially when he gets that Abyssal.
Yeah, he's still ramping up. I think the Halberd was a very warranted pickup because he did need something to survive. Sometimes you see Wraith Kings go for this build, they get the Radiance, and they get too confident. And we'll see the Skywrath get caught again. Easy kill in the Lasso. But yeah, Radiance Midas doesn't give you much in the way of survivability. Great farming items. So, you know, it feels weird like the Halberd kind of slowed him down, but I think it was really a smart choice. Also, just great synergy with Wraith King, like the lifesteal amp and that kind of stuff. It's like extra value on him.
Halberd is a very nice item. I like these lifestealers and Wraith Kings. I feel like they're like one of the heroes that you should almost every time buy the Halberd nowadays.
Well, they found the Wraith King, and they're going to try to save the Chronosphere. Let's see if they can kill him once. The disarm, the stun, stacks them on top of each other. And off to the side, again, we'll see that Skywrath chase down and burn down. I'm sorry, that's Jakiro, not Skywrath. Skywrath is still dead. They found the Jakiro.
Pretty hard for the int heroes in this game, even though like we know Skywrath is a mid hero, but he's still a Skywrath, so he will have some big issues surviving, and it is like this, gonna be like this for the game, that it's gonna be the Business Associates trying to ignore the Raid King, and Pace is gonna be trying to save their backlines the way best they can. And for that to happen, they still need more time for the Raid King to get more items, so he can he can kind of even try to save his backlines. Right now, he's just this tanky boy, but he's not. He doesn't really offer a kill threat yet. Needs more time.
The Jakiro is looking at a Glimmer Cape, so that'll be another piece of the puzzle in terms of saving items. And Fear also gets an Aether Lens, so now more reach on his save. They find the Jakiro, now a 4v5 as the real fight breaks out. They jump in onto Stars and follow up Chrono, but he's disarmed. Great play from the Wraith King. It slows down the damage a little bit, but won't save the fight. The Italiano Gangster dies as he drops the ult. Rubik had a stolen Macro Pyre there, and now Lies is in trouble. He's slowed into Oblivion, doing a lot of damage to Envy, but he just doesn't have enough support. Now a buyback from the Skywrath Mage, and Envy pops the BKB. They turn onto the Clockwork. Looks like his Force Staff was able to save Lies, but again, it does not save the team fight.
Yeah. It's just the problem with this rate. Like, he's so farmed, but it's still like what they're doing to him is like they're just ignoring him until he's the last guy, and then they're killing.
He looks like a bristleback in these fights. You know, it's like when Bristle takes over a game, it's like, okay, just ignore him, kill all of his friends, then we can kind of 5v1, and it's real easy.
The problem is also what I feel like with Pace. I feel like they're kind of like overextending a little bit. I think the Chakiro has been like 2-3 times now. I've been looking and he's dying, like he's running in kind of alone into no vision, and he's just expecting to, I'm not sure what he's expecting to, but he just gets like lassoed or one lift and he just dies. And instead, if they want to D-ward like that, they should put the Raid King in front, and then the business associates can do the same thing. Like Raid King, they're kind of giving up the map by just playing a bit sloppy, I feel like, with Pace. They need to just play behind this Raid King. Let the Raid King go in first anywhere you go, where you don't have vision.
Do you think there's like an item build for Skywrath that could maybe make this game easier? I guess maybe we'll hold that thought as there's a smoke mid, gets broken, both sides posturing. There's no Skywrath here, though. It's a 4v5 in favor of Business Associates. And they'll start to initiate. Now Skywrath TP's back. And no Chrono. So not really a situation where Business Associates want to commit to a massive fight. Although maybe not. Envy's still charging in. They'll go in onto Lies. They've got some stuns. Hook shot. Void getting low. Envy dead.
Okay.
This is so weird from Business Associates.
Yeah. They're doing that without Chrono, so I'm a bit surprised what is the idea there. Maybe they just feel very strong. I mean, they are strong, but it's like now it's kind of going the way that Pace wants the fights to go. Raid King is in front. What do you do now? Like, you can't kill these backlines. Raid King is still burning you with Radiance and stunning you and stuff. So
yeah,
just like it feels hard when they're not getting to these Skyrats and Jakiros. It's completely different when the fights are like that. So.
And now in the river, it looks like they'll get a counter kill on the Jakiro. He's going to get left behind. A little pick me up, but not a big deal. But yeah, anyway, the Skywrath went for Veil, and now it looks like E-Blade flying out that Eagle song right now. I was thinking maybe like Eon Disc. You know, it's pretty rare that we see that item in the pro scene, but against Lasso, against Chrono, to me, this game screams Eon Disc. Although I do admit E-Blade is very nice against Chrono if you can survive long enough to use it.
So I think Eon Disc, or that's a nice option. I was thinking of it myself as well a little bit. It's one option. It is a bit, like, it costs a little bit money, so it doesn't give you like any offensive tools. Obviously, you want some kind of defensive tool. The E-Blade, it is a nice help. There is some magic damage that makes you a bit annoyed. Mm-hmm. I would have probably been liking the most if he went for a Blink Dagger and he just plays really far back until they start the fight on Raid King or whatever. Then he can blink in and cast his spells, and that is kind of like a cheap version as well. And now with the Blink Dagger also, he can follow up on Raid King stuns and Clockwork initiating. That's something I was thinking at least, and it's a pretty cheap item to have.
That's an interesting thought. I like that. Solve the survivability issues just by playing so far back that if they catch you, then they're so overcommitted that your team can turn it around. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah. Basher up on the Wraith King now and thinking about that Abyssal Blade. So still like half an item ahead of Envy and looking scary. It's just coming down to the dynamics of the initiation. And unfortunately for Pace, they're holding the wrong side of the map right now as Roche is up in 15 seconds.
Yeah. They should know about that. I hope they have some timer taken out. They do smoke up, so yeah. The Abyssal Blade, though, like quickly to say about it, it's gonna be a great item. Once they have that, it's gonna be really good.
All right, there's Roche. Both sides aware of what's going on now as Moo gets caught. Easy pickings.
Nice burst, and now they can run up. They should run up more.
There is a buyback available on that Bat Rider. They're going to go in onto the Wraith King. Got the Radiance turned off again.
Okay.
There's the
This
ulti.
can be bad, though.
Chrono comes down just a pinch early, but they need some more follow-up, and they've got it. BKB from Envy's enough. He'll stand in the Macro Pyre, and they did burn that buyback after all. Into the pit, they'll find the Darkseer. And no buyback on this Wraith King, so I don't think they'll be able to contest Roche, and now Pace in some trouble. They're also going to lose this Jakiro, and I believe that is a stolen Rubik Wall. How beautiful it is in all of its green glory.
Very nice. Very cool looking, and very nice to spell to have as well when you play against this fat Wraith King as well. So you're gonna have it for the next fight, and it's gonna make some work as well. So nice steal from Snaking there. But yeah, I think Wraith King maybe felt. I mean, he is strong, and I was even a little bit surprised that he dies there. Maybe it was that Brax was able to use this full Orchid as well to just hit him, so it wasn't just Envy hitting him as well. So definitely the damage output come in there, and then they can just. Once he dies once, they can just use BKBs and chrono him and kill him
Honestly,
again. So.
dude, Brax is becoming the real carry here. He's almost going to get blown up down bottom, but now the turn onto Skywrath. Pop, 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 and he TP's home. Oh, my, that was close.
Oh, close. Yeah, that was close, yeah.
But, yeah, MKB is up, and I think Daedalus is flying in. So Brax right-clicks like an absolute machine right now. Yeah, there it is, the full Daedalus.
Daedalus is nice. I would even like him to... Like now, I maybe would have liked it even earlier to finish the Bloodthorn, so Envy and him can basically kill anyone, especially the Wraith King because he has so much evasion. But like his item build also, like Rack's item build is completely fine. Like he's gonna deal so much damage right now. That's gonna be a problem. Not only the Void.
Yep. Now this bottom tier 2, that one's gonna fall. And Radiant looking to push in. Business Associates seeing what they can do at high ground. Chrono still down for 45. Moo with the BKB. He'll be just fine. Also has an Arcane Rune. And that's the glyph now that the tower is down below half. Envy pulled back in. Will have a time walk. Remember, has the Aegis. Brax gets a couple of extra shots into the tower. And pretty close to falling. Now lies very far out of the base. They're going to seize the day on this. They still have the stolen wall of Replica. And that's the Wraith King ult. No chrono for 10. But there's the Orchid. They've got great options here. Without the BKB, he's going to evaporate. Now Envy jumps in the back line, feeling confident. Lasso onto Stars. 2 buybacks used. Pardon me, 1 buyback used. Wraith King and Skywrath sidelined for over a minute with no option. Chrono Sphere. Envy drops it. Catches only the Darkseer.
Fine though. Nice kill there. Darkseer. Now they have no course up and they can get pretty much anything here. I think they can even try the throne. They might be a bit scared to do it, but...
Yeah, with Brax's damage especially, I think they can. They might not realize they don't have buybacks. Jakiro will use his.
Yeah.
We'll see what Business Associates do here. It's still 40 seconds with 3 on the sideline. Only supports available. There is that tier 2 mid, so they won't be able to get megas off this, at least not easily. And they're going to play it ultra safe. They just back up, and they'll push out another lane.
Yep, that's fine. They're going to go top, it looks like. Carrot buyback.
Looks like he got just enough gold. Looking for Envy.
Die once here. Oh, nice,
almost.
Nice.
So he still has that BKB also. Tier 3 done. Wraith King up in 5. We'll see how long they stick around. No chrono for a minute and a half, but Lasso, they jump in onto Star. Beautiful.
They can have buybacks now. Now they can probably just kill the Wraith King as well.
Yeah. A little discombobulated here from Pace, and that Wraith King kind of tanky in a vacuum, but not when he's surrounded by 5. He'll come back and drops pretty much immediately. A pretty nice.
Is doing so much damage.
Yeah, back wall combo, but it's just going to tickle, and they will call GG. 37 minutes. I believe this is the longest match that Pace have had so far in this group stage. So something to be proud of here. They've had tough matchups. They've already played 4 Zoomers. They've already played against Quincy Crew. And here they are against Business Associates. They'll lose game.